when you heard all of that stuff. It's so much fun.
That is
I love
muffiny
it.
tops.
I have a
going out the
muffiny
sides.
top
Meat
meat,
hanging
guys.
out.
Meat hanging out.
Guys, it's how it works.
Tweets out, meats out.
Hopefully,
Okay.
and this is a great time to mention it, we are powered by Mobcrush. So you are checking us out right now, live on Mobcrush. Thank you, Evan, for confirming. Out on YouTube, which we just found out. Facebook may be a little slow if you guys ever comment, but if you're on D Live or Periscope, we can't see your messages. So get out
aggregates
to
all the
I
comments.
can
to us here.
see them, but I have to go to those tabs.
Oh.
So it's just they're not in
Good unison.
unified feed.
Oh, okay, got it. Sam, get
So,
back. I haven't
yeah.
introduced you yet. No, I'm missing out.
Back behind the control
What are you
board.
doing? Get the...
People don't know you exist yet.
Yeah, you gotta wait. You're like the wizard, man.
It's the grand reveal.
Start whenever you're ready, guys.
Well, thank you. Guys, we are the Coin Boys, powered by Mobcrush. Follow us at Coin Boys Podcast as well. We're on all the streaming sites over there and all the social medias at Coin Boys Podcast. But I am at dgutierrez84 on Twitter.
He posts funny tweets.
I post some funny tweets, and
Follow
sometimes
him.
we're going to get some funny videos. We'll see what happens. But next to me is the lovely,
Reanimator on Twitch, Twitter, Insta, all the things.
and next to her is...
Aaron, aka Sanity, at Sanity Crypto on all those platformy things too. And I even think when I was watching your stream, you were like, "Oh, everybody should follow him." And then your mod Jen So was like, "Okay, here, follow him at Sanity Crypto." I'm like, "I don't Twitch," but if people started following me, thank you.
We'll be getting there.
I do Mixer just because it's so easy on Xbox. I'm like,
Yeah.
broadcast, super easy.
And now, officially,
Oh,
behind the ones and
Who's
twos,
that?
we have someone you've never seen before, Mr. at Sam Proof.
Oh, we're gonna do this now.
Yes, now we're doing
You're
it.
doing it now. You drink water on your own time.
Yeah.
Sorry. What's your
Hi,
problem? Everybody, what's going on? I'm Sam Proof.
We do
I
not
read all
pay
the
you to
things.
drink water, Sam.
Follow Sam Proof on all the platforms, and then follow his kitten cam.
Yeah,
Oh, yes.
Cute
Cute
Avalanche.
Yes, cute
Cute
avalanche.
I like it.
Avalanche.
So they just said Facebook may not be playable right now for some reason, but
No, it
Facebook's
works for me. It's just Evan.
acting. Poor Evan. I'm sorry, Evan, but thank you for letting us know all this stuff. So, folks, it's Monday. We just had a weekend without fire until today.
Yeah,
I
on the
saw
drive
that
here.
driving in.
Yeah, driving in, I get the alert. It's like, oh,
So
you're driving towards a 30-acre fire.
On our show, let's keep track. On our show, I've had to evacuate from a fire. We've played through a fire alarm here on the show
Yeah.
during the thing.
And we all caught
now
traffic on the
there's
way
a
in.
big fire about, I would say, 15 miles down the way?
Yeah, if
Not
that.
even that
no.
far, maybe
They
more like
actually
5.
ran that fire
Yeah.
alarm test at one point this morning as well. So we
Perfect
might
timing.
we might be able to get the double of both of those
Oh my
things in
God.
one show.
Yes.
Well, now we don't know
Yes.
if we're going to go down with the burning building. We're like, it could
We-
actually be on fire.
I'm not gonna go down until I see the flames.
Yeah, I was on the phone with Flame Angel driving in, actually. She lives in Germany. I was on the phone with her, and I
yeah.
was like, oh my gosh, there's a huge fire. And she was like, oh no, Ree. And I was like, no,
Not me,
it's not
not
close
me.
to my house. Don't worry.
But everybody, what did you do over the weekend? Flame free until today.
Well, it was a good week. You know, just was very productive. Got a little bit of my gaming in here and there. I'm being really good about not buying all the things I want, all the games I want as soon as they come out, because I'm really bad at that. I have my backlog is physical stuff that sits on my shelf, wrapped in plastic still. And for games like Rage 2, I was like, oh man, it looks so awesome, and I bought it. I've only played it like 2 hours, and it's if I wanted to buy it now, it's like $18, and I'm like, I paid $65.
Oh my God, I'm so
So,
glad I didn't
That's
buy
it.
it.
Yeah, I've been learning that as when I want to buy a game, just wait.
Yep.
Just
Until you know
wait.
you have the time, then you can do the Best Buy pickup or whatever. So I've been really good about that. So I'm still sticking with Borderlands, still playing my Dragon Quest builders, you know, depending on what timing is, my timing is like. I was really trying to get my brother and my friends to jump onto Overcooked 2, which I know you guys have that affinity for Overcooked now.
Mhm,
So-
mhm.
That was a mess.
I'm probably going to pick it up now, actually.
Oh, yeah?
Order 2?
Yeah, let me know when you...
Isn't it better as a team to play that one?
Oh,
versus-
completely.
Okay.
Because you have to swap back and forth between the characters if you play single player, so it becomes a little hard. So,
Forget it.
do you know what you're going to pick it up on?
I'm
You're-
excited. I can do either Xbox or
Okay.
Steam. It actually really doesn't matter to me because I play both on Steam.
Because if you... Okay, good. I was going to say, if you get it on Xbox...
Yeah,
holler at me. We'll
I
play.
know, I'm
We'll
tempted
split
to
it in
because I would
stream.
totally play it with you.
Oh, cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be great. It'll just be us
Yeah.
looking like we're in like couples counseling, just yelling at each other.
Yes, perfect.
But
This
otherwise,
is your fault. It's always been your fault.
yeah. But since I'm also in with the retro gaming community on Twitter, I got invited to be on the Well-Read Mage. He has podcast called Magecast, and he does deep dives into older games. So we did Castlevania Symphony of the Night, and that's one of my favorite games, in my top 10 of all times. So we just got to dive really deep into it about what we loved, how it's evolved, all that kind of stuff. So some good little cross promotion, and go follow at the Well Read Mage. It's R-E-D, like he's like a red mage, like from Final Fantasy.
okay.
So
Like,
it's a clever play on words.
I guess so.
The well-read mage.
Very
And
confusing.
yeah, he's a good guy, and he has a whole website that's all just about people doing modern day reviews of older games, which
Nice.
is kind of cool. So all the beloved stuff from there. So that was a lot of fun, and that just dropped today, and he made me sound good. So I'm happy.
Excellent.
It was a good weekend.
Misery, what'd you do over the weekend?
Let's see. I mentioned you guys I booked a new gig. So
Yes.
I'm excited about that. So I spent lots of
Congratulations.
time working on that.
Where will you be going?
Yeah. What is it?
I'm going to be field producing for BlizzCon All Access.
She's one of the only people that'll work with Blizzard now.
And she's so basically she's under China's rule.
I am. No, I'm going
compromise.
to repurpose their funds for good. It's fine.
That's
It's
good.
fine.
That's
That's
good.
the way I'm talking about
good.
it. I'm the Robin Hood of gaming.
Ah, nice.
Yeah,
I like that.
so
like
that's
it.
what I've decided. But no, I am very excited about it. It's a great opportunity. So I did that. So I did a lot of work on that. Obviously, I signed an NDA, so I can't say anything beyond that.
Okay.
But, you know,
work on BlizzCon.
So that way you'll just have to pay attention to the
What we
segments
saying?
that Ree's going to be
Yeah.
We're
producing.
doing some
yeah.
field producing shooting of your field producing.
I love it.
I love
I love it. Yeah. So I did that. I went to a really cool Halloween party. It was a lot of fun. Oh, the best part of the Halloween party though was it was at this house. Okay, so the house was turned into a haunted house, right? And then a metal band played in the yard, and the yard was terraced like an amphitheater, and they had like tables set up with candelabras and like cool lights and a
That
giant
sounds
fountain
awesome.
with a
This is
shark
not a house.
spitting out blood.
This is
Yes,
not a house.
it was at a house here in
This
LA.
is a freaking mansion.
It was crazy. But in the house, so the entire house, she had emptied it out because I guess she has more than one, and it turned it into a haunted house.
Sounds like she would have more than one.
It was turned into a haunted house, and it was so cool because she had covered all the floors to protect them with like the cardboard and stuff and taped it down.
Okay.
Like you do on film sets. And so she protected all the floors, but then it made it so she could like draw like stuff with glow in the dark, like creepy messages with paint on the floors and black lights. But in the back, in the haunted house, like haunted maze part, they had night vision cameras. So after you exit the haunted house, you're in this area where you sit and watch people go through it. So this one guy came out,
someone's really phoning
and he
in this
decided
party.
to hide at the end of it and jump out and scare people at the door as they came out.
Excellent.
One dude just falls down flat on his
Good.
back, screams. He comes out. He was like, "I was just acting. I wasn't scared." And we're all like, "Bro, we
Someone
saw
hurt
it."
his
So
pride.
yeah, so that was a lot of fun. So I did that. I started playing a couple new games. Actually,
cool.
I started playing. So I got to the 5th night on Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh,
Okay.
is that the new one, Help Wanted?
No, the first one. I'm still playing the first one.
I've never played any of them.
It's
so.
terrible. Don't play it. So I
They have
did
a
that.
VR one.
I also started playing Emily Wants to Play. Screw that game. I hate it.
Is it messed
Okay.
up?
It's so terrifying.
Oh, God.
And it's just,
then
it's very
yes.
jump scary.
I want that one. Okay,
Jump
Emily
scary
wants to
are
play.
cheap
Got it.
thrills.
I had to gag myself though, so I didn't scream and wake up my roommates. And everybody kept coming into my jail being like, "Ree, what's going on here?" And I'm like, "I'm trying not to scream."
I'm glad you had a gag handy.
Yeah. Well, it was a scarf.
Oh, okay, got it.
It was Emily Wants to
Intuitive.
Play 1 is what I started. And then I also started, though, this cool game, which has some issues, but I still like it overall. It's an indie game called The Beast Inside, and I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, I've heard about that one.
So it's like survival, horror, puzzle mix. It has some glitches. It has some wonky mechanics. But overall, it's been a lot of fun and pretty spooky
That's
at
cool.
its spooky moments.
I really love these horror. Like it's coming
You
back into it,
guys
seeing all
both
these
need
horror
to play
games. is so
Fear.
great.
And did you ever play Fear? I think I've asked you
It's
this
on my
before.
list. I
It's on,
really want to
it's
play
on
it.
the backlog. Knowing as little as possible, and you could probably pick it up for like $8 now. Daniel.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like Fear, the first Fear. Just go in and play it, and only the single player. The multiplayer is absolute dumpster fire trash. But the single player was really messed up, man. That was one of those when I'm like, oh yeah, like these scary games. I start playing in the dark, and then okay, turn the light on. And then I'm like, okay, I'm never playing this game at
Oh,
night
man.
again.
Oh
I'm only
my
gonna play it in
God.
the
Yes,
daytime
I'm in.
with the windows
I'm
open
in.
and the door open and people are home. And
I will try it
Well,
then.
you
for
know,
sure.
Flame Angel did bring up a point because you had told me the story of how you got to the Halloween party, but were you prepared in terms of like costume?
Oh yeah. So it was a gore theme. It was called
Okay.
Gore Galore, and so I was in a hurry because I had a friend in for a Nintendo event from Twitch. So I was running around with him all day. So I had like 25 minutes to get ready. I love doing special effects makeup. I'm pretty good at doing it very
that's cool.
doing it well very
Okay.
quickly. So like one thing I'm really good at is doing super realistic neck wounds. So I did like a giant slash neck
Little
wound
slasher.
down my throat, and just wore all black, you know, because it was like metal like party. So I just like wore
So
all
kinda
black
like-
as usual,
as you
like
do
what
every
I wear
single
every
day.
day. And then did like the giant neck wound, which is on my Instagram if you want to see it.
Oh,
It's
I guess
pretty
you could
cool.
find that at Reanimator
yes.
with an 8.
Reanimator.
At Reanimator on Instagram.
You can see my spooky makeup if you want. I know somebody said teach me. I should do tutorials.
Yeah.
If you're good,
You should do some Twitch
you should
streams
do it.
of tutorials for makeup.
I've
That might
never
be cool,
even thought
actually.
about doing that, but
But if you do that, then
Yeah.
when you actually get injuries, as you tend to prone to be, we're gonna think they're all fake.
when I posted it, somebody else thought that was actually like a new serious injury because I'm always posting photos of like
Yeah.
road rash and me bleeding for real, and they were like, "Oh my god, is that real?" And
You need to have some like indicator, be like real wound in all caps, fake wound.
Yeah,
Before you start
yeah,
posting
yeah.
this stuff,
We just
freaking
have
people out.
2 hashtags: real wound and re-wound.
Yeah.
Yes.
Great job.
that's a
Hashtag
good
rewound.
idea, actually.
I love
yeah.
it.
Yeah, how
well,
was your
thank
week
you.
and
Yeah, what
weekend,
about you?
good sir?
I got to see Zombieland 2 Double Tap.
What'd you think?
I enjoyed it.
I enjoy that
It
stuff.
was fun. It
I
was-
like the hokey zombie.
It had less
fun.
zombies, but more zombies. Like less zombie sequences,
Uh-huh.
but more zombies. Because I don't want to ruin it. But like they have a big zombie scene, and
I would
far
hope
more than
so.
Anything else?
Okay.
It is
but
Zombieland.
It was. If you like, it's not as good as the first one, but if you like the first one, you'll enjoy the second one.
Cool.
Simple as that. And then I also messed up and saw a documentary called Game Changer on Netflix.
Ooh.
If you have not seen this,
Don't.
here's the problem. So I love meat.
I really. Wait, what? I don't know which way this is going.
Hang on, it's going. I love meat. I love to eat meat. You take me to freaking a buffet. I'm all right there over the meat department areas. This was on how bad meat is for you.
Oh, but all those documentaries are skewed.
What?
Very skewed.
They're-
The China
yeah.
study screwed up everything. Sorry, this is my doom. I'm so angry. Go ahead.
You know, so it scared the crap out of me. But it also kind of like they do have a point. I need more vegetables in my life.
Well,
no matter
absolutely. You
what.
should. Your plate should always
Yes.
be 70% vegetables,
Yeah.
and then 30% everything else,
So I'm
regardless of your love of
But
meat.
like I went to after the documentary, I went to go see Zombieland, and they're like, "You want to do lunch?" And I'm like, "No, I don't want to eat anything for the rest of my life, please." And then like an hour later, I'm like, "Okay, I'll get a burger." But I do want to. It was a really good documentary, interesting documentary. And
I'm
they
going to
did
tell you,
bring up-
it's cited though. It's giving you
Sure.
information.
Oh
That's
yeah, all
heavily,
documentaries
heavily
are definitely
skewed.
skewed.
Yeah.
But I will say this: one thing that I thought was really interesting that they did was they said that a lot of the like gladiators from the past were heavy veggie eaters, because now they have the technology to really check into the bones and stuff.
Mhm.
Because they thought they were heavier on the meat because the meat fossils and all this stuff, whatever they can do to test for what they ate, the meat carbon stays around much longer than the vegetable carbon.
Mhm.
So I thought that was kind of interesting as to how much meat.
She's like
But go
seething
ahead,
with
Reed.
rage over here. Reed,
What
would you like to
did-
chime in?
What did they do
What
wrong?
about the China study?
I'm gonna
And what the health?
I'll watch it later. Well, the China study focuses on casein, which is
It's
a
a milk
protein found
protein?
in it's a meat protein. It's found in a lot of dairy stuff. I mean, I don't know. I'll say this much. I'm a biological anthropologist, you guys. I studied the evolution of the human diet and osteology for my degree.
Sweetness.
So through my osteology studies,
More than
I
just a pretty
actually worked
face.
with like one of the top minds that does random isotope scanning in bones, which is what you're talking about, and the prevalence of
What
like the
was I
persistence
speaking?
of isotope
What
in
was I
bones.
doing?
She mostly focused on corn in the U.S. because like indigenous cultures obviously used a lot of corn in their diet, so she wanted to see like how that's evolved over time. But anyways, that's why I get like it's like a hot subject for me because I'm
So-
like I literally spent thousands of hours on this topic, and all these skewed
Well,
documentaries make me so angry.
Wait, am I okay with meat or not? What's going on?
You are okay. There's
Okay, thank
there's a lot of caveats to this statement, but meat is actually very necessary unless you have the inability to digest it, which many people don't like. There are many people that actually don't contain the enzymes in their gut to process it, and that's a very
I
real
definitely
thing.
have the enzymes.
Yeah. So like I actually can't. I can't digest super rare meat. Like I can do like
Oh,
medium,
really?
but if I go rarer than that, it makes me very sick. Like I'll actually get ill,
Oh,
violently ill.
I want the cow like mooing. by the
And
time
I
it's on the
love
table.
I love raw meat, like
Yeah.
rare
Yeah, like
meat,
a rare
like not raw,
steak
but
and-
like
oh,
yeah, like
yeah.
I love it, but I can't eat it. And so that's like there's a lot of caveats to it. Yes, there like too much will definitely make you sick. Yes, it can lead to cancer. There are a lot of caveats,
You
but
know, it's links to cancer, life.
yeah, the
Yeah.
basic thing
Unfortunately.
that we surmised at the end with this, very brilliant professor. Her name's Margaret Schoninger. She's freaking brilliant. She's at UCSD, which is a big research institution where I studied with her. But she, the thing that we ultimately came to is that, it really ultimately is about moderation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, we're omnivores. We got all the different teeth. We have a medium-sized gut. Carnivores actually have a really short gut. They just need to chomp up the meat so it's going to not choke them, and then it goes right into the pool of acid. And the cows have 8 stomachs just because it's like really long intestines because the vegetation has to get digested all the way through as
They're
it's
called
processed.
ruminants.
Yeah, the night before
So-
I went to a sushi buffet and I ordered 2 of everything on the menu and I felt like crap.
Yeah.
But it was
That's just not moderation.
not moderation. I understand that. So that's a
And I do not have Ree's background, but I do know that What the Health is completely full of crap saying, meat causes diabetes, not sugar. I'm like, okay, well, that's wrong.
Well, that's wrong,
That's like literally wrong. You don't get your foot amputated because you kept eating steak. It's because you kept eating Dunkin' Donuts and Krispy Kreme. And
Hey! Don't name them by name. Like they could be our sponsors.
Yeah.
Thanks for stopping by, Krispy Kreme.
Thank you so much.
Enjoy a nice Dunkin' Donuts
I mean,
hot
we
coffee
also
in the
have the
morning.
largest brain to body ratio
Of any creature,
of any creature really, and so
brain to body. I was like,
Yeah,
dolphins have
and
It
huge
takes
brains.
25 years for our brains to fully develop.
yeah, compared to
crazy.
the size of our body, and so it's a thing where also if you look back through pre modern anatomical humans and things like that, you go through the history of our development over time and evolution, you see the brain really expanded with meat eating. I mean, it definitely has
organ
a direct,
tissue.
like
For
you
us
need
eating
it.
organ tissue and brain tissue of other
We
animals.
actually need it.
All right.
So this has been educational so
This
far.
has been educational. Welcome.
If anybody ever wants to ask me more questions, feel free to
well,
DM me. I'm
going
happy to show
because
you stuff.
I am going to change my diet, so I will be hitting you up because I do eat a lot of just crap, no matter what it is, meat or not.
Well, don't eat cereal. Cereal's terrible. Unless it's General Mills. General Mills. It's a complete part
Thank
of your
you.
balanced breakfast.
Yeah.
Sam, how much meat did you eat this weekend?
Yeah, so I had 57 cheesesteaks. You guys want anything?
Oh,
Yes.
Vegan cheesesteaks.
No, God, no. That can't
I
be a
love
thing.
vegan food though. That's the thing
But
too.
no-
I don't think anybody should feel bad if they don't eat meat.
Can't have something called a vegan cheesesteak.
There actually does exist.
No.
Yes.
I saw it on the documentary,
I'm
Sam.
leaving.
I love vegan food actually.
Although I did see a funny
Why?
meme. It was a book. It goes, it tastes just like regular brownies and other vegan lies.
Oh my goodness.
I love that one.
Okay, but I'm just gonna tell you, Impossible Chicken, that they have
Pretty
now,
good.
actually really. My cousin had his wedding, and we didn't know it wasn't chicken.
full of sodium.
Morningstar Farms
But
were
Sam,
really good.
what did you actually do though?
So I actually did a lot this weekend because my whole family went back to Michigan and left me. So
Wow.
the only responsibility I had was to feed the pets, including the 7 foster kittens.
Nice.
But I went out every day and met up with someone and did stuff, and I was like,
Nice.
"This is amazing."
It's
I,
Like normal people.
Yeah, I hung out with the guys who do the Friday show and this other YouTube guy. A friend of mine flew into town, so I got to see her in Venice, and we drove around and we literally, I was like, "What do you want to do? Something chill, touristy, goofy, whatever?" And she was like, I did all the touristy stuff I want to do." And I was like, "What have you eaten?" And she went down the list, and I went, "So In-N-Out or Fat Burger?" And then we went to In-N-Out.
Nice.
That's always a good decision.
Yeah, you'd almost always come down to that. We drove by the YouTube space. I showed her off our mini Silicon Valley area. I don't know if you guys know this, but Playa Vista is basically YouTube, Google,
Silicon Beach.
Yahoo,
Yeah.
I had
Full
no
Screen.
idea.
no clue
All
about
of
The
those
property-
things have stuff there.
I was talking to a
Yeah,
friend at a
Silicon
party
Beach.
yesterday, and he was talking about he got a house in Playa, and he's like, I literally was going to this open house. We knew we wanted it, and the day before Google announced they were coming down, and Silicon Beach was basically happening.
Oh, yeah.
He went to the open house, and they're like, it's 25% more than what we listed.
Yeah.
It's like, so the
Yeah,
property
they-
value spiked by 25% in one day because they knew that Google and all the other companies were moving
they
down there.
developed the hell out of that area.
Yeah, so if you already owned property down there, either sit on it
Yeah.
or sell it in GTFO.
Wow.
Excellent. So, did you feel like you were Superman for the weekend since you didn't have as many people around you?
Yes, I did so much stuff that I was also so tired of doing stuff every night. By 10 o'clock, I was like, I'm done. And so the other part of it is I watched the entire Dark Crystal series.
Oh,
And I watched
nice.
2 or 3 movies. And
Did you like it?
dude, it was awesome.
I'm really
Oh,
excited
I know,
about
I'm
it.
excited about
So
this.
good. It's one of my friends asked me, I forget how he phrased it, but if it was good without Henson. And I was like, the big pro and con of it, as someone who the original movie as a child is one of my top favorite movies.
Mhm.
Top
Oh,
five
wow.
for
So
sure.
then
And it was
barely
creepy
waited.
as a kid.
Yeah,
though.
it definitely
Oh,
was.
so
Oh, yeah.
it was a dark crystal.
it was grander, like it was a broader, more epic story, and I feel
Cool.
like it hit the same
Notes.
it definitely hit the same notes.
That's
like,
great.
I fully believe somewhere Henson had like an outline of like, this is probably how we got to here, and they just built off of that.
Ooh.
Oh.
Because it definitely explained a lot of things where I was like, oh, that's amazing. Like it had some like awesome world building, creation story stuff that filled in the gaps of like the movie. My biggest complaint is that now that it's in HD, there are moments where I can see so much detail on the puppets.
Does it look less real?
Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes it looked more real, and then other shots I was like, that's too much detail.
Yeah, you kind of need the
That seems
graininess
too
when you're going
much.
to watch Labyrinth now and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And
Yeah, sometimes like
Labyrinth is my favorite.
Labyrinth is a
Oh,
great,
Labyrinth is great.
except
My
the
favorite.
tight pants.
I love.
Bowie,
I mean,
come on.
I love them, but not like
Bowie
that.
didn't wear tight pants. It wasn't Labyrinth. It
It
wasn't Bowie either.
I will say I'm actually jealous because I haven't really been able to watch consistent TV because all I watch is Mother Goose Club when my daughter's awake.
Oh my god.
Yeah, which is great. The Freight Train song is my favorite
Yes.
though. Freight train going down the track. Chugga, chugga. Okay, but I did start the first episode of Raising Dion.
Oh,
Did you guys remember seeing the
that's
previews
Michael
of
B.
that?
Jordan's series, correct?
Yes. So it was,
Right.
yeah, some single mom, her husband passed away, and her kid has these superpowers, and he's like a young kid, so he's got to learn responsibility, and he's trying to control them, and so it's just like it foreshadows from like the very intro. It's like it shouldn't be your responsibility to save the world, and I'm like, whoa. So it's gonna
Uh-oh.
get. So I watched the first episode, and I'm like, I want to watch more,
I
but
will be
sorry,
watching that
Yeah,
today.
that looks awesome. I want to see
the
that.
freight train.
So
is
was
all-
the Dark Crystal? Was it a prequel? Like 'cause
Yes.
that's what I was wondering. It seemed like it was going to be a prequel.
Yeah,
Okay.
it definitely ends with like the cliffhanger of like, but what do we do with the shard? Like that. kind of-
Yeah.
Not to spoil.
That's
anything,
cool.
But
Cool.
So
it's
should
late.
I watch the series first? Because I haven't seen either one.
I think you could do it either way. You
Okay.
really could. I mean,
'Cause I
Jelly
wanna
Monkey
see it.
is
I'm a huge fan of-
terrified
of
from
Henson,
her
but I just never
her
saw it.
past.
Because
Yeah.
much like a lot of people on our chat, I was terrified of the way the puppets looked. There was a
oh,
Oh,
sure. The
yeah.
Skeksis are
Yeah.
horrifying.
well,
Yeah.
no, just like
It's,
there's
like they're disgusting.
they're not Muppets.
Yeah.
They're not Muppets.
Well, they're not
They're-
fluffy Muppets.
and they're not fluffy
They're
people in
evil
costume.
Muppets. They're
Yeah.
demon Muppets.
But like there was a while in England, and still there's an English style of puppetry that looks like rubbery, gross, and it's creepy.
The mirror image things.
yeah,
Yes.
like Phil Collins did a
Yeah,
whole
Land of Confusion.
Land of Confusion. That was all.
yeah,
those were- yeah,
Jelly's
those-
getting all like
those scare
triggered.
me
again.
Sorry,
more.
Jelly.
Those
I love
definitely
Phil
scare me more
Collins
than the
so
Skeksis.
Yeah.
Also, just for Jelly.
Oh my god, that was amazing.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so
Oh.
much for what happened.
I can't wait to see Jelly's reaction to his noise that he did. She's gonna lose it. She's gonna be angry.
There it is.
Look into the news.
No.
Guys, once again, we're on the chat. Say what's up. We love to
Yeah,
talk to you guys.
come
But let's
hang
go
out.
ahead
Let's have
and
fun.
get straight into block news. All right, first up, as you know, Coin Boys, we started off as a cryptocurrency podcast, and when there's cryptocurrency news that's valid, I like to talk about it. And this one's a pretty good one. The FBI, the government, actually used Bitcoin to stop a pedophile ring.
That's right. Because people think, oh, it was used for dark money. It is, as long as you never connect your identity to the address. But if they can, but any transaction that's happened, they can follow the address to the beginning of time where that first Bitcoin even was, and however many got to you and everything. So, good. We've tracked
Yes.
down, and they've shut down a pedophile ring.
Of
using
350 people.
Oh my god!
350 people.
Death penalty.
Gross.
Death penalty.
Yeah.
For real though.
but
But hey, using Bitcoin for good, or at least the immutable ledger part.
yeah, the quick thing I want to dispel here is a lot of people think that Bitcoin is anonymous. It is not.
Nope.
It is pseudo anonymous in that you're given a number, but if, like Sanity said, if I know your number, I can track everything you do from that point
Mhm.
forward.
Any transaction, a person that's ever sent you that address or you've sent out of that address, and it can just connect. But yeah, it goes back to the beginning of when that address was generated and first made its first transaction. So it is pseudo anonymous is the
Pseudo
way.
anonymity.
Wait, can I ask a question just
Yes.
for
Of
those
course.
who don't know? Because I'm obviously the person that's learning about Bitcoin, and I had these questions reading this article actually. So you say it's pseudo anonymous. That's still a bit confusing to me because, why would these guys then go and use it? Because they seem like if you're like running this huge Tor site, right?
Mhm.
And if you don't know what Tor is, Google it, TOR.
The onion router, yes.
But if you are running like this huge Tor site and kind of being like a criminal mastermind, like wouldn't you be intelligent enough to know that Bitcoin is still traceable? Like why did they use it? What's the thought process there? Like why would they think it's
Nope.
safe?
That's all I can say. No, you're not that smart.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's just
You know,
Yeah.
I'm probably that smart, and I didn't really realize this until the story came out.
Yeah.
Like, my understanding of Bitcoin, as you know, as someone who's made my own websites and done all these programming and done webhooks and stuff like that, and worked with DLive, I was like, no, there's anonymity to that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but no.
No. There's specific coins that are privacy coins
There are some that are, yes.
that, like, as soon as you send an amount, it actually separates the amount into a bunch of different addresses randomly, and then reattaches them back together. So you actually don't know exactly. Well, you can see how much went out, but then you have no idea which area it came to and what it was on the other end, essentially. So
Gotcha.
yeah,
So there are
it gets messy.
There are projects that do focus on anonymity, complete and utter anonymity. The government,
U.S. government does not like this.
Yeah, Monero has been like the one that everybody talks about, but the U.S. government came out and saying that they can track it, and I was like,
Yeah, they publicly announced that they're like, we can
I
track
don't know.
Monero, and I'm like, first of all, why would you announce that?
I
You
don't
should
know.
just bust people and be like, got y'all.
yeah,
Yeah.
no,
Why show your
I-
hand?
but
That
it's
seems
fine.
dumb.
You know
Yeah,
what?
I think they're lying.
That's why people actually governments kind of want Bitcoin to a sense because you can track it. That's a huge.
As long as that's why they do KYC, the know your customer, because
Yeah.
you actually have to attach your government ID, you holding it, and attach it to the site, and then you have the Bitcoin address, so it literally
know who
can
you are.
track everything that you do.
Yeah.
So
So,
yeah.
sweetness.
Cool. Yeah, I was
Good
just
for them.
curious
That's a
about
win.
that.
Good, win for
Yeah,
us.
but
Yeah.
ask all the questions because we want to help people understand.
Well, yeah,
So-
because I had always thought that it was anonymous, and that's just kind of what I assumed. And I do know a bit. Like, I don't know a lot about Bitcoin, but I do know a lot about just because of curiosity and wanting to know what to avoid. Because I'm a link clicker. I'm curious. I'll click anything. So I wanted to know like what Tor, what deep web, what dark web, like what all those different things were. And so I've done a lot of research about that world and what goes on there, but I didn't really understand that aspect.
Yeah. But this
again,
is a happy story.
Bitcoin, not
Yeah.
very anonymous to an extent.
That's amazing. That's really good.
So, and good job.
Totally.
Up next, actually, Sam brought this to my attention. Do you want to explain the story, sir?
I will explain as much as I can understand.
Okay, got it.
So, like I said just before, I've been using the site DLive, which is another one of the live streaming sites. We're live on there right now. And similar in a sense to what Mixer has done with its Sparks, DLive has sort of a loyalty point system, which is linked to Lino points. And Lino is their blockchain.
Got it.
So as you're streaming or as a viewer, there's different ways that you can earn these points. And then you can go into your Lino wallet and get a payout through PayPal. This is basically where my understanding of what's happening ceases. So recently they partnered with Theta.
Yes.
There's the slide
Which,
here.
if you listen back to the Coin Boys podcast,
The very first
interview of the project
was with Theta,
That's right.
with Theta, because we had met them, and the idea was really cool.
And so Theta is a token?
So yeah, so basically Theta is a platform. Theta is the thing that you can use if you want to plug it into any of your systems. YouTube can use this. DLive is going to use this. Any streaming platform can actually use this because it gives them the blockchain capabilities to just seamlessly integrate.
So
into
plug and
your,
play. Yeah,
plug and play. It's really nice. So however you want to do your token system, that platform will help you to do it.
Okay, so this is just going to apply to the video elements.
This is It's essentially. So the cool thing about Theta is now you can reward people much easier. It kind of takes up the middleman of advertisers. So if you really like somebody and what they say and what they stand for, you can directly give them the money as opposed to them getting choked out by advertisers if they say something that the advertisers don't really necessarily gel with.
Exactly. So that's the censorship thing that YouTube is always going to be pulling people for.
Let's say I'm
going against
playing
their advertisers'
Hearthstone and I
interests.
talk about Hong Kong.
Yeah. Which I think that's something that's happened.
They can't take that money because now you're giving it directly to me. So F them, basically. And so Theta is a really cool blockchain. They're doing a really good space. They work. They're in conjunction with another gaming streaming site called Sliver.tv. Are you
Right.
familiar with Sliver?
almost as much as Theta.
Okay, got it. So
I have a Sliver account and I don't know why.
Yeah, keep it. They're moving on up. A lot of things are moving up. I have a feeling that a lot of streaming sites are going to be adopting this, and DLive was always going to adopt this technology. They have it already. It's clunky a little bit. I feel with the DLive, but with Theta, I think it'll be a little bit more seamless and easier and faster for you guys to use it. I don't know if you guys will really notice. Those of you who do use DLive right now, I don't know if anybody's going to notice a difference much. I don't know how that's going to change over,
Right.
but it's great.
Yeah, it'll probably just open up options, but probably not going to change the experience by much.
So just for clarification's sake, as a streamer, because like I obviously get bits.
Yep.
through Twitch, which contributes to my payout on top of like tips and things like that and subscriptions. And then, we also, Twitch now rolled out like a loyalty point system. Many of us have bots. Yeah, channel points. A lot of us have bots already though, where we get points. Like I have tacos on my channel through Stream Elements. So I guess my question is the difference with this one, with that being said, that like essentially it doesn't have overall entities that it's loyal to, so you're at less risk of losing that monetization? Because I was wondering how they compete, how do they set themselves apart and say they're better than the monetization you already received?
I have to confirm, because I don't know, I haven't used Theta, I haven't used it yet, but the idea being the money goes directly to you with blockchain.
Okay.
It goes directly to you. So you own it. It's in your wallet.
Okay.
Nobody can go in there and take it back out.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, Twitch could strip your bits in the snap of a finger or whatnot if they want to shut down your channel and say you violated their terms of service and stuff. And
yeah.
So that's where a lot of this goes. I mean, can you cash out the bits? Can you turn the bits into actual like dollars?
They are dollars.
Oh, they are dollars. Okay.
Yeah, you
I
get
just
a
didn't know if they
payout
were
monthly. With it comes combined with your subscription payout.
Okay, I thought you were just saying like I can use it just to get things on Twitch and use their
No,
services.
it's actual money. Like
that's
one
good.
bit is essentially 1 cent.
Yeah.
Cool.
So it'll be like that, although with crypto, it may not be 1 bit is 1 cent.
Sorry, I just saw Jenso's comment.
See, Twitch can snip your bits. Thank you, Jenso. They shouldn't be snipping anybody's bits because those are your bits.
Oh, Jenso.
I usually have to pay people to snip my bits.
Yeah.
You know?
We should. Sometimes.
Thanks for stopping by, Jenso. I
twice.
appreciate the commentary.
Thank you so much. But yeah, so thank you so much. Check it out. We'll be looking close at DLive. I know DLive is up and coming. They're making a lot of good moves, I think.
That's great.
So I'm excited for what happens with DLive very soon. Moving on to our next one. NASA's first all-woman spacewalk took place last week. I'm excited. I'm happy. I'm more excited on how this came to me. I'm actually pulling out my phone because I want to make sure that I get the information that I wanted to talk about right. First off, this wasn't scheduled, which I kind of really like.
Really? That's great. That's even better.
This was just.
I thought it was just like PR move.
They needed something to do. They needed to do something because they were supposed to replace their fuel, their power. Sorry, they needed to replace a power controller. That's why I have this thing right here. They needed to replace their power controller, and they were scheduling it to do it later, but then something blew a little bit earlier, so they had to do it earlier. So they had no choice but to do it. But I'm a little bit more shocked as to why it took this long. Because the suits didn't fit.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
It's too big.
They were too big. And so, and this was supposed to happen back in March, but something happened. They had to delay the walk for the official first all female walk. But it made me realize. I was continuing to read the article. I didn't realize how women. Apparently, there's one of the biggest complaints is a lot of machinery and equipment and suits and things like that are designed for men, and that's why many women can't get.
Apparently, all
jobs.
tall men. Sorry, no short dude astronauts either, I guess.
Well, I guess not. You have to be a certain.
Sorry, Tom
certain
Cruise.
size.
I don't believe you're in a space movie now.
So I thought that was really, really interesting. But I'm happy that it happened. And of course, Trump gave him a phone call that they will never forget.
Oh
Just
my
take a look at it.
God.
He may have or may not have made a mistake.
Seriously?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were just like being funny.
Nope.
But oh,
No, it's
God.
true. Unfortunately, every Trump joke is true.
Never mind. I'm not even going to go
That's
down
how
that
this
path.
works.
My brain is running through things he could have potentially said to.
Luckily,
mess
it
all
was
up.
just wrong information versus like saying something like awful. But it was just definitely misinformed.
He's saying this was more entertaining than WNBA?
No.
But that actually
Oh.
is not incorrect.
No.
Well, oh god.
But you guys are doing great. But yeah, I didn't realize that. So I'm hoping that things start to change more and we get properly fit equipment. But I can semi-see, like I can't be. I always wanted to be a character for Disney. I wanted to be in the suits.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a point where I became too big to be certain.
My mom used to be Tigger.
See?
Mm-hmm.
I love how the sizing they have sizing and it's like your squirrel size. Like they actually don't do it by like actual human sizes, like small, medium, large. Because
Yeah.
I met a character actor and she was like, no, it's like by an animal type, and they like classify you in that way, and
They
then
just have a series of bars. And
yeah, and then based
You're
on that
this tall,
range, this
you
is
can
the
be a
scope of
squirrel.
characters you can play. Yeah, it's apparently like they like each animal has a range of characters that they can play, and that's how they comprise it.
I love it. Well,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not as bad as not being able to be an astronaut because the suit didn't fit.
That's true.
But I mean, I see the problem. I see the issue. I also see that NASA would be spending millions of dollars on a suit, so maybe they want maybe not every guy could have been in the suit either because you needed to be a certain.
I wonder what those suits cost each. It's probably an absurd number.
It's definitely an absurd number.
Should we
because
find out? I'm gonna look it up.
Look up how much it costs to get a spacesuit.
Well, Elon Musk had his spacesuit. He put the one in the Tesla that he shot up to space and everything. I think that one is probably more efficient too.
I don't even think that spacesuit is real. I don't think that worked. I don't think
it's a suit that's in space. I know. I guess. Yeah. I don't know if they've pressure tested it yet.
Without life support,
$12
million.
That's without life support. So you
yeah,
can't
without
live in it.
What the hell, man?
Yeah, without the backpack on it.
But FYI, Amazon will send me one for $30 right now, free shipping.
Nice.
Don't
It'll
worry,
be a little
the same.
chilly when you go in space, but you'll be fine.
Whoa.
I feel some intense pressure on my eyes.
It's like, ooh.
It's supposed to be imploding like this. My doctor said not to implode.
So there you go.
Yeah, no
guys,
discounts on
just
spacesuits.
like we said, we need to encourage more people to join the space race. Period. We can get more suits made. I'm pretty sure we can do this now.
We can do it.
If we buy in bulk, it's a lot cheaper. Like $11 million a piece.
A baker's dozen. I know.
You get $1 million off.
Yeah,
Oh
$1
my
million
God.
per suit. That's a deal, my friend.
I want to build to make those kind of purchases where it's like, we'll give you a discount, like have that kind of money. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna buy in bulk. Cool, you get $1 million off.
You're $1 million
Like,
off.
what life is that?
That's called military spending.
Yeah, basically. Welcome to military spending.
Yeah.
I've benefited from it many a time, unfortunately. We'll check it out. Next up on the list here is the last one. Colleges have been shown to be tracking potential students that are going to their websites, including how long they stay on the financial aid pages. Either way, I don't know if this is good or bad. I can't, because the article couldn't tell me either. It didn't say what they were using the information for. This either could be good in terms of if you're on the financial aid page and they can see that you qualify, then they would really like you because they know that you can definitely give them guaranteed money. That'd be one side.
Are they using this for if they're using this to reject people or like, oh, you want financial aid, get out of here. It's like, I mean, of course, analytics of a lot of sites are going to track all those things, whether you hovered over a button and didn't click it, or you clicked it and then backed out.
I can't blame them for doing the tracking. It's scary that
it's just how they're utilizing
it. That they're doing it.
It kind of bothers me a little bit. I think it makes higher education more elitist than it already is. Like, I've applied to a private institution before and a public, and not gotten into the private based on not being able to afford it when I lived in New York. So it's like...
And I completely avoided college, as you can tell in our conversation about diets.
I mean, not everybody that goes to college even knows. It's a weird specialized field that I just happen to have studied.
But I mean, I will say this: we got to figure something out, guys. We have to figure something out. I don't even know if decentralized, because that's a centralized website that no matter what you have to go to.
Yeah.
And I mean, universities are going to be centralized entities. That's always, I don't think decentralized university is going to be a thing.
It's like, but it could.
I guess it could. That'd just be like internet online learning, though.
That confused me because I used to live next to DU, which is in Denver.
Oh, right.
It's a private school.
Denver University.
You're like, no, that's already a thing, Aaron. Okay. Yeah.
No, I mean, I know MIT has these classes, a whole set of oh my god, set of classes that specialize in a specific thing. You don't get a degree from it, but you can learn. You get MIT knowledge.
Yeah.
And it's all online and it's free. It's like an open source.
Coursera
situation.
has some free stuff.
Coursera, that's what it is.
Was it that one? I tried to go to their blockchain programming free course they were offering. I was like, maybe I should try to understand it. Within 5 minutes, I was like, I don't know what they're saying to me.
You definitely need a teacher.
You need to be a programmer. You need to understand
you
how
have
code works.
But it doesn't mean that they can't do the preliminary classes online. It doesn't mean that they can't do everything online.
That's true.
Online classes have been happening for years and years and years. I teach
University of Phoenix.
Yeah, University of Phoenix. Come on. That's how you know it's good. If it has a phoenix on it. But I hope for the day that happens. I really do hope for the day that happens, that we get a global standard of education that everybody can just share, go online, talk to each other, and learn. I was an extra in a movie called Accepted.
I've seen that movie.
If you look at the special features, I get tackled by Jonah Hill.
Oh my god!
In a hot dog outfit, by the way. He's wearing a sausage outfit.
I know what you're talking about. Oh my god!
What? Now you know. That was your co-host, Daniel.
Yes.
That's funny.
Well, Can I get your autograph after we were finished?
No.
Will you sign my hot dogs?
But that I like the concept of it. It was like a free knowledge area. It was like everybody study what you want to study. We'll help each other out. And they, in the movie, it was obviously fictional, but they, I really think that could be a legitimate possible outcome of you get better knowledge. That way you learn better. You're not rushed. You're not at a fast pace, and more innovation can happen, in my opinion. And that's my stand. That's my stand on this situation.
Educate people. Damn it. That's what I say.
Free education, guys.
Yeah.
Google was my university. I got my bachelor's on Yahoo. Oh, your Yahoo bachelor's is no longer valid, bro. I'm so sorry.
Does anybody else cringe when somebody emails them from an email address and it's not like a major like?
Listen, I still have my AOL address.
I have my
so
Yahoo
don't be
account.
hating.
Somebody that I work with very regularly uses her AOL address as her main business.
I was like, it's gonna be like vintage and niche later, and it's embarrassing.
My favorite is the old guy that gives me the SBC Global.
Oh yeah,
I love that guy.
I still see those.
Netscape.net.
Yeah.
Oh man, they're still around. It's so great.
CompuServe.net.
Juno.com.
Oh God, Juno.
Gotta love them.
The 90s.
This was an interesting time in news, guys.
Yeah.
A lot of admissions were made today. But I think it's time to go from the news to doing what we love to do on Mobcrush quite often, and that's play some games. So let's go ahead and go to Coin Boys Play. Now we're continuing.
Laser transitions.
We're continuing our arms.
We are continuing our arms race.
Yeah, we're gonna be
except
doing
now we're
arms
playing
race
a different
all
mode. Last week we played volleyball, and now we're gonna play basketball.
Greeting from
Oh,
Mexico.
God.
Hola, Principedote.
The
¿Qué pasa?
only sport I really sucked at in high school.
Really? And look, we got the bag of candy corn. It's Reese's
there.
favorite.
I'm gonna swallow it whole again.
Oh, don't do that. It's too big. We already discussed this.
Well, it's pretty painful actually. It was stuck there for a while.
Yeah, don't do
You
that.
smell? Get this. The smell of
Now, and now here's the thing. It's the same bag of candy corn, so now it's pocket candy corn. So it's got extra flavor.
Ew.
It's got that lint in there.
Because you don't buy more than one bag of candy corn when it comes down to eliminations and stuff.
No.
Do you ever buy candy corn? No, that's
Exactly.
That's where
it's
you done
gonna be the
messed
same
up.
bag of candy corn. Lewis Black once said that the candy corn, the same amount of candy corn, has always been in existence. What happens is the next day after Halloween, you go to the trash cans, get all the candy corn, wash it up, and resell it next year.
Probably, yeah.
I think that's
That
pretty
sounds
true.
very, very green of them. All right.
All
Speaking of green,
Are we
I'm
doing
going to be
volleyball
Helix.
or are we doing
Basketball.
Basketball. So they have different ones.
Yes.
Huh.
And then there's even another mode as well, which is more like fighting and everything. But so this one, we have to fight each other and we have to slam each other into the net.
What?
Yes.
Interesting. So it's a half court, which sucks.
How can I see what things do? Oh, whoa, mine's like wigging out all of a sudden. I had some.
Oh, yeah, that one has a little drift.
I was gonna say I had some drift.
Yeah. Which I've already heard. I mean, you already said you were starting to get drift on your Switch Lite.
Yeah, I
know.
did.
Yeah,
I was
they're gonna have to
bummed
be
about
fixing that drip. Pretty
I
quick.
want to know what these do
Oh,
individually.
yeah, your thumb on both of them.
Both
When
of
you
them.
know what they are. I see.
Oh crap! I just chose these.
Oh,
and
yep.
Just go for it. I haven't seen any differences between all of them.
Wait, why aren't mine working?
You have to move. You have to punch.
I'm like,
Ooh.
oh, that's
Wow. There
Whoa,
you go.
whoa,
And
whoa.
you can. Whoa! You can shoot a laser beam on that one.
yeah. I don't know how to do it though. I'm like, oh no, mine's coming apart. Oh my god, this is terrible. Wait, I can't even see. This is a
What is
racket.
that ball for?
Dang it!
How do you slam them?
That was the throw. If you
Mine-
send both
throw?
out at the same time.
I'm trying to do this. Mine aren't really doing
Both
things.
out at the same time.
Oh, see, you're shooting me with that laser. Yeah, both at the same time
I'm like-
is what will do the throw mechanic. Ah,
There we
both
go.
at the
There
same
we go. And I'm like,
ah.
how do you already have 4 points? How do I score?
It's
What's
2
go-
points per basket. Reed, you not know how to play basketball. You were dunked
No,
twice.
I know how to play basketball. I just thought maybe I got points for doing other stuff, but I guess not for fighting him. Like,
Boom! 3-pointer.
oh heck yeah! Well, this is great, guys. I love this game.
Every week is
I
a
didn't
learning
realize that
experience.
you
That's
could-
why
I
we're
thought you
now
had to slam
playing.
'em.
I don't know what
same
I'm
game.
doing. I'm just.
There it is. Oh no, he has it. Run, Reed. You're in trouble.
Oh, 3-pointer!
Oh, crap.
Is it like first to 21, first to 10, or just till time runs out?
Until time runs out.
Okay.
Well,
I like the game. I like this game. Just 'cause
I
it
like
has
this
multiple
game.
things.
I just can't figure. I feel like mine aren't responding, even though I'm punching. Like it's me. It's definitely me, not them. But I'm still.
I was going to say, I'll switch with you next time. I'll use those.
Get him.
Ooh,
Yes!
So 4 points ahead. And 2 seconds
2
left.
seconds. 1
And
second.
I'm going to
Dang
go
it,
with the
no!
bubble.
Oh. Well, at least
No
I got
mercy.
some points.
No mercy.
I feel like I kind of
Yeah.
started.
Is
to
it
figure
two matches, or is that the end of the game? Or am I taking
think-
over? How does this work?
Let's see.
Because I need
No.
to know if Reese.
It looks like-
Reese
okay.
eating a candy corn.
Are you sure you want to say that? I want to say what, Genso?
So enjoy that candy corn.
Chew
It
it.
Are you
looks
sure you're
disgusting.
gonna
It looks
swallow
like
it
it's
whole?
been pulled out of the trash and rinsed off.
Yeah.
I think you left it in his car, so it's going to congeal into
No,
like
it's in
one
my pocket.
candy
It's
I'm
kinda
corn.
gonna
hot,
break
though, a
it.
couple days ago.
Hang on. I'm gonna break it and then just swallow the chunks.
Sure.
However you want to consume your candy corn.
Whatever you
Ah,
choose.
yeah, taste
Let's
it
get
though.
this. I'll do a rematch. Jeez.
Rematch?
Yeah, let's do it.
Wait,
Hang
you might, no?
Get ready.
I can taste it.
Well, I
Yeah,
did-
you can taste it.
I can't.
All right, now you do get to pick.
can't.
Then let's go with.
Be
Oh,
misango.
it's melting.
It's melting. I've never.
The glee I
I
get from
hate
this.
candy corn so much.
We gotta get
What am I
some
pressing? A? How do I do this?
Johann Sebastian Joust. That sounds pretty
How
cultured.
do we start?
Oh, sorry, that was on me.
Oh, okay. Like I'm pressing buttons.
Greetings from Mexico.
Okay.
Oh yeah, hello.
I won't die. Candy corn is just this. I've disliked it ever since I was a kid. I've
I'm
never
gonna
liked
pick
it.
2 of the glushers.
I'm gonna pick 2 of the gloves.
Oh, I think that's probably smart, actually.
Oh, you've seen those toys at cosplay. These would be some
No.
fun cosplays.
Actually, arms would be a really fun cosplay.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah, I like
Oh, your little dog hits me too. Jerk.
Yes, Wicked Witch of the West.
I was gonna say, I'll get you, my pretty, and your little dog too.
I'll punch you, my pretty. I'll punch your little dog too.
Come on.
I'll just be the sound effects for this one.
Thank you.
Okay.
You could be like that dude from
Oh.
Police Academy.
Oh,
Michael Winslow.
Michael Winslow. No!
I love Police Academy.
Oh my gosh, my parents let me watch that way too young.
No.
Me too.
I was like, blowjob jokes. I don't get it.
Me too. I also got to see Hot Shots at the drive-in.
At the
Hot
drive-in,
Shots
did you
Part-
neck with a boy?
No, I was with my grandma.
Pin you there?
I was too young. I was with my grandma. We saw
Did
Hot
your
Shots
grandma
Part
knock with a
2.
boy?
Yeah.
Hot Shots Part 2
I love Hot
at the
Shots Part Two.
drive-in, and she brought a bag of or a package of Oreos as a snack.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, I have a very
That's
vivid
good memory.
memory of that. Yeah.